Rescue 911 here, this is Hotter Than Hell Radio.
Every last drop you won't blow. You got it.
Rescue 911 here. I'm here with Major League Eating Champion, Cardboard Shell. Cardboard, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me today.
Thank you. And I understand that you're ranked number 7 in the world in this Major League Eating. How did you get involved with Major League Eating? You're not that big. You're not very big at all, actually. You're very small.
Yeah, it's actually a really weird story. I happened to do a burger challenge here in Tucson at a place called Lindy's on 4th. It was a 3-pound burger. I only ate it to make my guy friends feel like babies because they chickened out. They were supposed to eat it. And cut to a year later, they're egging me on to try this Nathan's hot dog qualifier in Tempe, Arizona, which was about 2 hours from my house. I figured, what the hell, I'll go try it. And it turns out I'm pretty good at it. So it was a really weird experience at first. People were asking me questions like, how long have you been a competitive eater? And I'm like, I'm not one. I just am doing something weird right now. And you know, 6 months down the line, I'm taking it really seriously, training for contests, considering myself, pretty good competitive eater. And that was all 6 years ago, so it's been a weird experience.
Wow. Now, you and I met at, I think it was Foxwoods.
It was fun.
And I saw you down like a whole giant turkey. In like, what was it, like
Did
5...
you have the fear of God in you? Because I believe you were dressed as a turkey at the time.
I felt bad for the turkey. You ate it in like, what, 3 minutes?
Kind of felt like we were eating your family. Yeah, I think it was a 6 or 8 minute contest, something like that. And we pretty much demolished those entire birds, each of us.
God. And was it, I think, Cheswick? That's the, is that the current Nathan's hot dog eating champion? I'm not up to my Major League Eating ranking.
Oh man, you gotta be listening to Think Beats the Stomach or Get on Eat Beats or something. Yeah, Joey Chestnut is ranked number 2 in the world now. He did beat Matt Stoney in their first face-off this year. It's gonna be crazy. Matt Stoney's number 1 in the world. He won Nathan's last year. Joey was going for his 9th title at Nathan's and he lost it. So it was a huge upset. And Matt Stoney beat Joey for every contest they faced off against for the rest of the year after that. And 7 months down the line, after not facing off for 7 months, Joey beat him in the first contest they've been back to this year. So it's going to be a crazy show. It's the 100th anniversary of the Nathan's Hot Dog Contest, and Joey Chestnut just beat his old world record during the showcase qualifier. He ate 73 and a half hot dogs in 10 minutes. The world record, it used to be 69 hot dogs. And, I mean, last year, Stoney's number was 63, so if Joey puts up that kind of number, it's really going to be exciting to watch. It could be anyone's game.
Oh my God! Now, how did you do at the? Did you go to the world qualifier? Or?
Yeah, so there are qualifiers all over the country. The one where Joey 873 was in Washington D.C. this past weekend. My qualifier to get me a spot at Coney Island was in Vegas about a month ago. And I wasn't really in fighting condition. I'm a teacher during the school year, so it's really hard to train while you're, working 12 hours a day. So now I feel like I'm in a lot better shape. I ate 28 hot dogs in 10 minutes on my qualifier, but my practice numbers have been higher than that, so I'm hoping to do pretty well in the finals. Lucky for me, it's the only contest where there's a men's division and a women's division that are separate.
Yeah.
In every other contest, we're at the table together, like in Foxwoods when we were eating turkey. But Coney gives us the chance to make some pretty solid money because I don't have to beat the Joey Chestnut and the Matt Stoney of the men's division. So it's going to be fun.
Now, you don't have to tell me your training sequence, but how do you train for this eating thing? Somebody had told me, my friend Dave told me that you guys eat like a lot of lettuce, and then like it helps expand your stomach or something weird like that.
Everyone's kind of got a different strategy, but I mean that tends to be a popular one where you pick a food that you like that's low calorie, that digests easily, and you just eat a ton of that to get the stomach stretch. That way you don't have to worry about, digesting a ton of calories that are really hard on your body afterwards. So I like watermelon. Sometimes I'll eat oatmeal or rice. Rice is my least favorite because it tends to take longer to digest, whereas watermelon is out the same day since it's all fruit. So I mean, that's a strategy. But I mean, you got to also practice with the food you're going to be eating because each food has its own technique that you need going into the contest. So you don't want to be fumbling when you get up there.
God. Now you and I were talking about a recent contest that you were in, that you had won was a rib eating contest, correct?
Yeah, in 2015 I won the Rib Mania at Rib Fest Chicago, and it was my first title. I got a huge trophy cup. I'm up on a banner in the streets of Chicago now, which is kind of cool. But I lost my title this year. I didn't do so well. So, I mean, that's a bummer. But like I said, I came into the summer not really feeling as prepared as I should have. But, I mean, that's how the cards roll. It just makes me work harder in the future.
Yeah, how many ribs did you polish off, though?
It's an 8-minute contest, and it's weird to tell people the number because they're always like, oh, I can eat that. But it's about 4.5 pounds of meat.
Oh.
But that means you're going through about 16 pounds, like 5 racks of ribs in the 8 minutes, if not more, just to get that meat weight, because they weigh it ahead of time, they weigh it afterwards, and they figure out quantity of the actual food that you ate. So when you're fighting the bone the whole time, you tend to hit lower numbers like that. Whereas something like pumpkin pie, you're just chugging pie the whole time, and I'll hit something like 11 pounds in the same amount of time. So.
Oh my
God. So it's more of a strategy food for ribs, for sure.
Oh my. So, 4 pounds? Like.
Yeah, 4.5 pounds-ish.
I'm hoping that comes out at one point, please. No, or just. Oh my God.
You know what? It's not that bad because our stomachs are used to stretching a lot more than that. So in a heavy technique food like that, we feel fine afterwards. We go, hang out, have a beer, maybe have some ice cream to get a flavor change in our mouth. But you have so much extra room that it's no real big deal. Whereas something like pie, where you're eating, upwards of 11 pounds, you just kind of want to take a nap.
Yeah, because it seems kind of. Well, what about like tacos? Is that a hard one to? What's the hardest? I guess what the best question is what's the hardest food to eat? Like what's the most difficult?
It totally depends on your definition of the hardest food to eat. So some of them are harder because they're so easy to swallow. So you hit such high weight that it's harder for you to keep going because you're like at your maximum capacity and you have 2 minutes left in the contest and you're like, how can I fit anymore? But then other ones are harder because you're fighting the food the whole time, like oysters or like chicken wings or something where you feel like you could have eaten. Oh, bacon. I couldn't. Bacon is hard to swallow. I ate 8.5 pounds of bacon, tied for first but lost in overtime, so I ended up with second place this year. And the hardest part was like you have a mouthful of bacon, you're trying to swallow it, but it's such a weird texture.
Yeah.
And it's straight protein, and there's no real sauce or anything on it, so it's hard to get down your throat. So every food is kind of tricky in its own way.
Gonna vomit on that one. Oh my God.
It wasn't that bad. It was pretty tasty. But the grease afterwards was not my friend.
Oh my God. So, and like, I don't know how you were able to do the hot dogs, because the hot dogs for me, like when I eat hot dogs, I get heartburn. I get heartburn after like even one bite. It's just how do you?
Pepto-Bismol sponsored our contest one year, and that was pretty sweet because we got all the free Pepto-Bismol we wanted afterwards.
Oh, you're gonna have to. It's
But hot dogs are pretty challenging. They're one of the most difficult foods because there's so much going on. You have the meat, you have the bun. Both have to be swallowed separately, so it's almost like you're doing two contests in one. So
I don't know.
It's pretty challenging. Last year I didn't get heartburn, but the weirdest sensation was, and it has never happened since, had never happened before. But the hot dogs in my stomach were situated like right on my bladder. And it felt like I had to pee so bad, but it was just the weight of my hot dog sitting on my bladder. So I couldn't pee because there was no water in me yet. But it was the most irritating feeling.
Well, now you also won the. You also got second in the World Oyster Eating Contest as well.
Yeah.
And was it Louisiana? No, Louisiana, correct?
Yes, and this year I got third. Like I said, my summer's been a little off. Last year I tied for second with Adrian Morgan, who ended up winning it this year. But that was fun, and I mean, because of my results last year, they sent me to Ireland for 5 days to eat oysters for 3 minutes in the Hillsborough Oyster Festival, which was kind of the most amazing experience in the world, to know that such a stupid, weird hobby is letting me travel to Ireland and Japan and like all over the place. Sounds kind of nuts.
Do you guys like all get along? Is there like a good camaraderie? Like, is there like, I don't know, you know, like in boxing or in MMA, they're like, I'm gonna kill you. Like, is there like, there's none of that. Is there's like,
you know, there's no love lost at the table. We're all there to compete. We're all there to win. I, set out my goal of like who I think I should place over, and it doesn't matter if, they're my favorite person in the world. Like, if I lose to them, I'm going to be pissed off because I'm pushing to knock them out. But away from the table, the second we step away, the second, business is done, we are a pretty close, tight-knit group of people. Some of my best friends in the world I've met through competitive eating. They're just such a weird, hodgepodge of strange kids who all seem to be pretty good-hearted. So
yeah,
it's really great. We go out afterwards. We hang out afterwards. I've been snowboarding with Eric Denmark. I've gone on road trips with Mickey Sudo. Like we just make some pretty solid friendships. So.
Who's the one guy? His name was Chicken Legs or something. Crazy Legs. I love that guy. That guy was hilarious.
He is fantastic. He is the best tour guide in the world, no matter where in the world you are. He's the most fascinating. He's the most interesting man alive. Screw that Dos Equis guy.
He is. Love that guy.
He's a character. And the more you talk to him, the more you're like, how are you getting more interesting by the second?
He's so neat, and he's so nice too, and
he's so nice.
He's very nice, man. Now, when I was over there at, I'm actually looking at a photo right now. You and I met, and I was dressed up in a turkey outfit, actually, as I was hired to dress up as a turkey.
Heck yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Well, Crazy Legs, it was like, he took a photo with me biting his arm, but I took a photo of the actual competition, which I still can't believe you were able to eat all those. There was a young lady that I see you in a lot of photos with. I don't know her name, though. She's a
Blonde?
Asian. Yes, blonde.
Yep. That's Mickey Sudo. She is one of my really, really close friends. I actually just got back from Vegas visiting her. We train together, we hang out together, we've been, indoor climbing together, so it's more than just like a business friendship. I consider a pretty good friend in general.
Are you both rivals?
We are. I have no qualms in saying she is better than me at this stage of life. And she gives me something, to work towards. I have no excuses when Nikki's at the table kicking ass and coming up with numbers bigger than mine. I can't just say, oh, it's because I'm a girl. I can't just say, oh, it's because I'm little, because she's a girl and she's little too,
Yeah.
and I have no excuses. So
It's good to have competition. It's good to have a rivalry. Yeah.
It is, and she's actually the person I tied with at Bacon, but she beat me in overtime, so that was a really fun experience.
Well, You guys have overtime?
Yeah, we tied at the end of the contest.
Oh my
so
God!
You can't go with a first place tie. They sent us into overtime.
Oh my!
Just need extra bacon.
Thank God it's not sudden death. Someone will have a heart attack.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's like just making a comparison. I was doing some research on old baseball players, and I was looking at the old reel of Pete Rose and Roberto Clemente, and just like it was what made that game fun to watch back then was you had those two guys and they were like neck and neck, and like it's just good to watch a good rivalry like Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. It's good to watch that. It's good to have that. And I don't like this mentality of, oh, everyone gets a first place medal and we have to let Joey win because of what. No, it's good to have competition.
Yeah, it absolutely is. It makes it exciting, and that's why the 4th of July this year is going to be so crazy exciting on the men's side because Matt Stoney and Joey Chestnut. Matt Stoney's ranked #1 in the world. He took it from Joey Chestnut last year. Like, Joey's out for blood. It's the 100th anniversary, and they both train so hard.
Oh
so
my
it's
gosh.
anyone's game. Like, it's going to be nuts.
Well, Joey's
But
won
on
it
the
like
women's
9
side,
times,
too,
though.
like, huh?
But Joey's won it like 9 times.
Yeah, and Stoney took it from him when he should have won it that next time, too. And so it's going to be crazy. Like, it's going to be absolutely insane.
You guys get belts, right, for the Nathan's Hot Dog Challenge?
Yep.
Is it?
Yep, so I'm going to go out there on the women's side and give it my all. Honestly, I feel like Nikki's got me beat. She's just a much better eater than I am at this point in life, but I've been training hard, and I know she has been too, so, it's hard to build ground when you're both, working your butts off.
Well, you qualified, though.
I'm out to lock down at least 2nd place this year. Sonya has been beating me. She used to be the #1 ranked female. She's still excellent at competitive eating, has great capacity, comes out rarely, but comes out strong. And so I'm looking to beat her and Juliet this year. So if that puts me close up with Mickey, like, awesome. But I fully expect her to come in first on the women's side on the 4th if she's having a solid day. If she's her, she's got us all beat. We're just trying to strive to her level at this point.
And forgive me, how did you get your nickname Cardboard Shell?
Because when I order takeout, the only thing left is the cardboard shell.
Ah, okay, I get it. That's the metaphor. I was wondering behind it. I'm like, well, it means empty, so empty means. And then I went cross-eyed for a minute, and then I totally forgot why I was thinking. So that's the reason why you it's when you order takeout, it's. Oh, okay, got it now.
Yeah, and Crazy Legs actually gave me a new nickname, Lesco, because he says that the Eskimos have 17 different words for snow, and my body has 17 different ways to digest. So I kind of like Lesco too. That's pretty solid one. But I think that's a stretch for explaining to people.
No, but I think it's a cool thing. I think it's a wonderful thing you're doing. I think it's great that you're doing this, and congratulations on getting qualified again this year. And I wish you all the best. Just have fun with it, and win if you can. If not, well, you get a good meal in, for crying out loud.
Yeah, and if people want to watch, it's going to be on ESPN. I believe ESPN 3 shows the women's division, which is the website. Or they can find me on Facebook at Cardboard Shell Eats, and I'll try to post the link to.
Yes, please do.
Nathan's Hot Dog Contest. I also have a video coming up soon where I eat hot dogs at the Grand Canyon, so that should be a pretty good video when it comes out.
Wow. Well, I'm thank you again, and please tell the rest of the competitors, and if they would like to come on the show, we'd love to have them. We so support your sport and what you guys do. That's wonderful.
Yeah, we appreciate the support. We don't get all that much exposure, so everything helps, man.
I think it's cool. I'd pay to watch this. Oh my God, you guys had that pay-per-views and stuff. Thank you again, Cardboard Shell, for coming on the show. This is Rescue 911 from Hotter Than Hell Radio. Signing off. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We have a whole bunch of music coming your way. Thank you very much.
Ooh.
this song was inspired by seeing Dr. Cardinal West. Questions from anyone in the audience at this point?